Welcome back to my chronic illness journey part 5. So, originally around the time that they first discovered the neutropenia, I had originally gone in because I was having trouble with the leg swelling, like I said. They would swell up during the day, they would get painful. At night, they would go back down and the pain would kind of go away. They said just that it was my job. Wear compression socks. Try a low salt sodium diet. I tried all that. Um, it, like the compression socks seemed to help, like keep them but it also they were still swelling, you know. As the years passed, that got worse. The pain increased, the swelling increased. The swelling stopped going down at night. They were just swollen all the time. That's when I got my first scan done of my legs. They were looking for like clots and things and valve issues, and they didn't find any. I had a pretty bad experience my first scan. The uh, the tech was like kind of mean. I had trouble keeping my legs still, and they were pretty mean about it. So that wasn't a pleasant experience. And it wasn't the only scan I had done to them. Over the years, I've had at least 2 other scans done of the legs. Eventually, they put down edema, that I had edema of the legs, of the lower legs. Uh, and that was just sort of it. They put me on like a water pill for a while, to try to uh, help decrease the swelling. Put your legs up as often as you can, yada yada. Um, as that was going on, I started to have trouble with my weight, with gaining weight, which they then wanted to blame the edema on. Like, if you lose weight, you need to lose weight, and then, blah, blah, blah. But the swelling had started before the issues with the weight. So it was a very frustrating thing that they kept coming back to that, and that I was struggling with my weight. I wasn't inactive. I worked 30 to 40 hours. And like I said, I was retail. I was a big box retailer. We sold everything. I wasn't sitting on my laurels. I was helping customers move furniture into cars. I was lifting 50-pound boxes of crate. I didn't have a car. I walked and took the bus. And I wasn't like I was a super unhealthy eater. I wasn't like someone who just ate like fast food all the time. I cooked. I love food, yes. I'm a bit of a foodie, yes, but that includes like all types of food, cuisines, vegetables, fruits. I'll try any kind of food, really. But I wasn't like eating fast food all the time or super greasy food all the time. I tried low sodium diet. I tried paleo diet. I tried low gluten diet. Like, I tried all, cut soda out, cut this out, trying and trying all these things, because they're like, they wanted to constantly blame the swelling of the legs on my weight, and yet it had all started before I struggled so much with my weight. And eventually I was like, something's got to be going on with this weight, because it's not making sense. I'm trying all these diets, low sodium, this, that. I'm, trying to cut out all these foods. Why am I still having trouble? Why am I losing any of this weight? So someone finally did some testing on my thyroid and came back with hypothyroidism, which is slow thyroid, which they put me on some medication for, and it did help me lose a little bit of the weight, which I was glad for. But despite my activity, it was all still very much a struggle. Later on, even years after that, like a good 5 years after 5 years, yeah, a good 5 years after they finally put me down for hypothyroidism, I had a new PCP who ran some more testing and came back actually not just with hypothyroidism, but Hashimoto's disease, which meant that my immune system was attacking my thyroid gland. So I ended up on more medication from that, which I still am considered overweight, and they still like to blame things on that, even though I'm supposed to be on like 2 meds for my thyroid, my Hashimoto's disease, and my hypothyroidism. I don't know. I still struggle with all of that. The legs, has been even further developments on in the last couple of years, but I will get to that in yet another video. Stay tuned for part 6.